pretty much right away. And TV maybe not so much.
Yeah.
But in Korea, as soon as you come out on TV, everyone will recognize you, even if you've done 3 or 4 or 5 different films.
Right.
And I think the reason is like the culture. The culture here in Korea, they love to watch like TV dramas, and plus when you have like SBS, KBS, NBC making multiple dramas all throughout the week, and it's aired free. You don't have to order cable to watch it.
Go watch it. Yeah.
So I think that's why it excels people's fame, or people recognize them more.
Yeah.
When they come out in dramas or television.
I'm sure it must depend on the movie too and the role, but you had a major role, but at the same time, it didn't look like you, right?
That is true.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, actually, if you look at
first, you had to go get a super deep tan.
Yeah. And
then your hair.
Yeah. Well, for Mubapcha, I had to shave the side of my hair and have a mohawk. That's something I've never done in my life.
Do Koreans know the word mohawk?
Mohawk. Just say it's like
올리고 세우면.
You could say it's like top hairstyle.
Oh, really?
From Big Bang.
Okay.
Okay.
Top hairstyle.
So I've never done that to my hair before.
Right.
So obviously I look different,
right.
And they made me wear a cap tooth because they said I look too pretty or too good looking to be a gangster.
Sure.
So they gave me a broken cap tooth.
That makes sense.
So obviously I didn't look exactly like that person.
Sure.
And for Panga Panga I had to tan, and my hairstyle was like comb over to the side.
Right.
Something I don't normally ever do.
Yeah.
So every role I take on, actually, I look like a completely different person.
That's what has been consistent with your career too. I noticed with these roles, you played the murderer the one time, and then you go to the exact opposite extreme, and you're over here playing a very subdued, calm, a little scared foreign labor. Huh?
Sure.
And I don't think people who have seen both movies could easily watch both movies and not know it was the same guy.
Yeah, I've actually, when I meet other people and they've seen the films, they're shocked, actually. They're like, that was you? I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I said, I mean, that's the part of acting, though. I mean, when I'm acting, when I'm playing these characters, it's not me.
Right.
It's the characters. So I have to try to pretty much purge myself of any entity that I have, identity, and become that character.
Yeah. And that's exactly the reaction you want, isn't it?
Exactly.
That was you? No way. I didn't know that was you. Like, good. I didn't want you to know.
Exactly.
It wasn't me. It was the character.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Good. What was it like playing a immigrant in Korea? It's funny because I used to, for about 3 years, I taught foreign immigrants Korean.
Oh, really?
So I really associated with that scene where they're in there teaching Korean to the foreign immigrants. And I didn't teach all the bad words, but I taught a few bad words just like that. I'm like, don't say this, but if you hear it, I want you to know what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything. I could really associate with that. It was a lot of fun. And I found the Korean immigrants. Did you get to work with some of the immigrants too?
We met a lot of immigrants in Ansan.
Okay.
Which I found out, I didn't know this myself, but there was a lot of foreigners.
A lot.
And a lot of, they're doing, like, I would say, a lot of migrant workers in that area.
Yeah.
So it's very diverse, that area. You see lots of different restaurants from all over the world.
Yep.
And lots of different people.
It's supposed to be one of the best places to go get Southeast Asian food.
I believe it.
In Korea, and Indian food, and it's supposed to be just amazing.
It's really good. It's a nice little niche in Korea.
And Vietnamese, I haven't gone yet, but now you're inspiring me to go even more. Anyway, so you got to go down there. What'd you go down there for, taping or?
Yeah, for shooting, and the factory that we actually worked at was a chair factory, like outside of Bundang. And that's where we spent most of our time in the cold winter.
Taping for that show?
Yep.
Wow.
And the thing about when when you're taping these things, you never know exactly the time that you're going to be taping.
Yeah.
And sometimes you could be taping for more than a day.
Yeah.
Just straight through.
Yeah.
So it gets tiring, but you just gotta fight through it, and just when the camera's on and it says action, then you're that character.
Yeah.
Do your work.
And you taped 24 hours at a time, straight in a row?
Not like consecutively,
yeah.
but there will be times where we'll be shooting a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how did you find the foreign immigrants who you were working with there?
They were all really nice, and they thought it was funny that we were shooting this this film. And one thing that I laughed about myself was, actually I met a couple of Nepalese people. And they thought I was from Nepal.
Wow.
They actually thought I was Nepalese.
Okay.
And they said, no, actually I'm American. So they were shocked themselves that I kind of deceived them.
Yeah.
Of their own people.
Yeah. Well, you must have been very proud of that too.
Yeah, I was.
I'm doing something right.
Yeah, I'm doing something right.
I got the clothes, I got the hair. At least I look it. Yeah. Wow. And were you speaking Korean?
Yes.
And did you study how Nepalese people speak Korean and try to take on that Korean accent? That's a big challenge.
It is a big challenge. Basically, you just need to. It's tough. I mean, we all have different accents, so.
Right.
There was one guy who was in the film, and he was from Nepal.
Right.
And the way he speaks Korean, like, you just kind of like listen carefully and then try to adapt that into my own.
So you did. You did try to get his accent.
Not just his accent, but most foreigners that speak Korean.
Yeah.
And you could tell, like, how each accent was different.
Yeah. That's the thing. Each country has its own little... Just like every country in the world speaks English a little bit differently.
Exactly.
Everybody who comes to Korea and learns Korean has a little bit different accent to it too. And so did you have a particularly favorite scene out of Panga Panga? What did you think?
The scene that I really enjoyed from the film, there's a couple scenes. I mean, I enjoyed the Noribang scene, where they're teaching us how to sing Chan Chan Chan. Okay. And they're going through the different actions on what it means, and it was a very funny scene to shoot. And the other scene that I really enjoyed was when we are all singing in the jail cell, because really, when you watch the film, it was like a pivotal point, and like you could like really feel the emotion from the film.
Yeah.
At that point when we were singing in jail.
Yeah, I saw that. They did a really good job of the little kid was kind of just enjoying the music, and he didn't know all